We love summer. I love summer. But poison ivy, how many of you have ever had poison ivy? More than once? Yeah. Poison ivy is something, and I'm really glad that most of you have not. Here's what it looks like. Look closely at that picture and memorize it. There are, unfortunately, a lot of plants out there that have 3 leaves. But look at the leaves. The leaves are kind of shiny, but not super shiny. They have smoothest edges. They don't have zigzaggy edges like strawberry and raspberry leaves. They aren't fuzzy like raspberry and strawberry leaves. But it's that shyness and it's the slight bulging that you see between the veins that gives it away. Poison ivy isn't news, but the fact that climate change, increased carbon dioxide in the atmosphere from burning fossil fuels, is helping poison ivy grow. It seems that poison ivy really likes that extra carbon dioxide. It's making the poison ivy grow faster, it's making the leaves bigger, and it's making the oily stuff that causes the rash, which is called urushiol, it's making the plants make more of that stuff. Ay, ay, ay. Learn to recognize it. It's really nasty. If you've got a dog running through the poison ivy at the cottage, you pat the dog, you get the oil on your hand, you touch your arm. The palms of our hands and soles of our feet have thicker skin. They don't usually get the rash. But you get the rash, the oil on your hand, and touch any other part where the skin is thinner, and you will get a rash that can be so nasty that you may have to have either topical steroid or corticosteroid or even oral corticosteroid treatment. That really is not so good for you if you can avoid it. If you come in contact with it, you go, your ball that you're playing with rolls into poison ivy, and you pick it up and you go, uh-oh, poison ivy. Immediately wash the area with soap, okay? If you get it on your clothes, wash the clothes separately. If you find poison ivy, don't just go pulling it up. Don't burn it, because you can get that irritating oil in your lungs if you burn it. So you've got to be careful. I don't want to go on all day about poison ivy, but just be cautious, watch for it. I am totally against the use of herbicides in agriculture and on lawns and stuff, but this is one place where you could use it because it's really difficult to get rid of any other way. This stuff is, the plants are really persistent. In fact, the dry leaves keep the oil, and that oil will last dry, in a dry condition for, this is something that shocked the heck out of me when I read about it, decades. I mean, this is the plant from Hades. Yikes. You couldn't think of a plant that's more nasty than this. And you know what? You might say, well, why did this plant exist? I don't know. Humans and a few other primates are sensitive to this urushiol, but not other animals. So your dog can run through and roll around in the poison ivy and not get it, but then you come and pat Fido and you've got it yourself. So be cautious, be careful, learn to recognize it. You don't want to go through the woods thinking, oh, plants. And plants are wonderful. The outside is wonderful, but just recognize it and you can avoid it.